I want to show this to you, and I want to show you how we got there and what we're doing. And I want to also demo it to you. But the best way to do this is through an infographic. And this has already been published. This is what it looks like on the other side. This has already been published on LinkedIn today, but we'll be getting this to you, and we'll be showing this to you in a lot more detail. But today, since I've got you captured, I want to spend just a few minutes talking about our infographic. And you've seen these tech slides 1,000 times. If you looked at any technology, this is ours, and it describes what we're doing. So just for a minute here, I want you to look at the screen and look at specifically this infographic. And in your world right now, if you're not using Renegades, because there isn't another platform like ours, there's ones very close, but there's nothing like ours that does what we can do. But when you look at what you're doing, imagine your team on the far left over here, or my right, your left. If you look at that portion, that's you. And you're over here asking questions, trying to get direction, and you're looking for a shared world of your team. Down below, you're picking one of these publicly available commercial platforms that are out there, ChatGPT or Claude. Both great, by the way. Both do different things. In fact, this infographic was built on a combination of 4 things. Number 1, our creative person, Leah. She built the original version of this. Number 2, Anthropic helped us build out our technical things that we needed on it. Number 3, ChatGPT built the actual thing you're seeing, and then we ran through Gemini because ChatGPT would not give us this nice of a graphic, and Gemini took it and took it from like 1.2 or 1.3 megapixels up to whatever it is now, so it looks great on a screen. So just so you know, we use these tools as well internally. In fact, Jason and his team use Claude all the time. We're not opposed to your team coming down here using this. And then, of course, they have to use these engines in order to get the answer. You all know this big U-shaped thing that you do. What we're advocating for is that's one sandbox. We want you to start using another sandbox, and that's Renegades. And there's many reasons for it. One is we believe we can do strategy and execution much better for a couple reasons. That team is all playing in the same sandbox. Let me explain. When you go to ChatGPT or you go to Claude, great tools again, nothing against them, but that's a one-on-one conversation. You are talking to them, they're answering a question. Sometimes you can share that in a MyGPT, or Claude has a shared workspace, but we have to, if you really think about it, it's quite limited. That's out of the box. Out of the box, everybody who you assign permissions to, you have to assign permissions, when they go to this interface, which we're going to show you next, they are all accessing the same data, the same agents, the same workflows. Everything is shared. Out of the box, we are shared. And so we start making better decisions because every bit of your intelligence is all there. In addition to that, we have integration. And this is so critical. While we don't have every CRM and every ERP solution integrated, we have a few right now. We can quickly integrate just about any ERP or any CRM solution or any other tool you have in your business as long as it has an API. Now, those are technical terms, but I think you're all up to speed on that. You all know what CRM is. You all know what ERP is. So the bottom line is, if you want OpenAI or Claude to get integrated, that's a real heavy lift. Not impossible, but heavy. But once you do it, it's going to be more or less for 1 or 2 people because, again, that's a one-on-one relationship. In this environment, because we own the platform, and this is your platform, when we integrate one thing, whoever you give access to this platform now has that integration. In addition to that, it's a 3D environment. We move from 2D to 3D because everything that happens in here is shared, as I said already. That includes the questions you ask, the memory, what it figured out. In fact, Jason has it programmed in a way where, back to that ding, 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 ding toll road thing, if it's already asked and answered a question and you go ask that same question again, it just gives you the answer right back. Right? This is a few of you people in the room are pretty technical. This is back to the days when we'd cache things on servers, if you remember those days back in the day. And so you're getting the opportunity to share and have this 2D environment. Also, when you do something in here, you don't have to take it out of this, put it into an email, and send it to your team. And also, when you're doing this, and I'm the CFO and you're the CEO, and we're asking the same question, in any of these platforms down here, you could get different answers doing it at the same time in the same room. In this platform, you're going to get the same answer. and it's going to be based on your data, your bias, as David said. This won't be important for everybody, but I believe it should be. You need to be independent in this era that's coming up. Right now, the engines, OpenAI, Anthropic, Opus Engine, Gemini, Grok, these engines are all selling you access at what is the equivalent of like getting gas for 50 cents a gallon. What I'm trying to say to you is AI is very cheap right now, and they're all on a race to try to capture you inside of their platform. As I said earlier, no problem. Use them for what they're good for. We do every single day. But when it comes to building your processes, building all of your future business, do you want to build it on any one of these tools, or do you want to build on something that you own, that you're independent, autonomous, and secure? We happen to build this on Azure, but it can really be built on any platform. In fact, Jason's always telling me, we could just put it on their computers. And I'm like, Jason, let's not go crazy here, okay? Let's at least control this and put this in the cloud someplace. But in theory, we could load this on a laptop and you could use it there. It's not that heavy of a lift. And so this is a secure environment that only you have access to, and you're not dependent on anybody. You can switch whichever engine you want to use at any minute. This is your data. Jason will talk about that. I'm going to have him up here in a second. But you control your data. And that's probably the key word, control. Everything here, when we build this and when we write our agreements with our clients, they have full access. At any point, we're not trying to control code or stop you from, get you locked in. If you want access to this or you want to take this off premise, single mouse click, everything's yours. We're not building something that we're trying to lock you into a long-term contract. We're building something we believe that it's so powerful, you'll want to stay on this platform. And then not finally, but one of the last things is it does become predictive. Now, if we do a pilot with you, it will not be predictive in the first 90 days. It just doesn't work that way. It has to build up a lot of the information that's required in order to do that. And I'll show during the demo some of the things that we require in order to get predictive. But as David said, it started predicting things inside the business. We made different decisions in his business based on the AI model's predictions. David is growing like crazy, and he's got a huge tailwind right now. In fact, his biggest tailwind is, and he didn't say it in the video, he's in the data center space. So the very thing we're providing him with is the tailwind that's driving his business. So he's doing very well, but he's not a technology guy. He makes mufflers for a living. Now, they're giant mufflers, the size of the stage, but he makes giant mufflers for data centers. So he's not doing too badly. Don't feel bad for David. Those tailwinds, though, are only as good as your ability to execute. And being predictive, he said it several times, was key to our success inside that organization. So, as I've said earlier, we believe we've built custom AI for the transformation era. And here's where I'm going to wax philosophical for just 1 minute. You've heard this from many other people, so I'm just going to repeat what you've heard already. But we are seeing more transformation than ever. And I can tell you, if you talk to technology people, you talk to Jason, people are really deep in AI, the next 6 to 12 months, it's going to be wild, the changes that you see. It really is. And there's some technology people in the room who probably can tell you what they're seeing. It's a tad bit scary, if I'm being candid. As you go into that, do you want to be on ChatGPT and Claude locked into an environment, or do you want to have your own custom environment? And the reality is, we're going to show you our platform. Whether you engage in our platform or you build your own, you will have your own custom AI at some point. And that's not hubris. That's just, I know the future is going to be. It's not hard to see. It's very easy to see the future. You will have custom AI. And at what point are you going to engage in something that's custom to you?